Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive. Today we're taking a trip to Charleston, South Carolina.
A city known for its charm history and, of course, its stunning architecture.
Exactly. We're going to be focusing on those gorgeous historic homes, the ones that you want to just pack your bags and travel back in time.
Oh, absolutely. And we have a great guide to help us navigate this architectural adventure.
7 most iconic historic homes in Charleston. It's an article packed with fascinating details. We're going to unpack it all right here.
Perfect. So, are you ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's start with one that really caught my eye. The Aiken-Rhett house. I mean, bold yellow stucco exterior. That's a statement right there.
It definitely is. You don't see that every day. And it's not just about aesthetics. The homeowner, William Aiken Jr., was a prominent figure, a railroad magnate, and even the governor of South Carolina.
So this house was a symbol of his wealth and status.
Absolutely. And what's so fascinating about the Aiken-Rhett house is that it's been preserved almost exactly as it was during their time.
Like a time capsule.
Precisely. It gives us a glimpse into the complexities of antebellum life, both the opulent living quarters and the preserved slave quarters, which are a stark reminder of the contrasting realities of that era.
Yeah, it definitely adds a layer of depth to the experience.
Yeah.
And for anyone wanting to see this firsthand, the Aiken-Rhett house is open daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and admission is $15.45.
Now, from a statement in yellow, let's move to a classic, the Hayward Washington House. I'm talking Georgian elegance at its finest.
Oh, yeah. Red brick, black shutters, white trimmed windows. It just screams Charleston, doesn't it?
It's the quintessential Charleston look. But this house has more than just good looks. It was home to Thomas Hayward Jr., one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence.
Wow, talk about historical significance.
And get this, George Washington himself stayed here during his visit to Charleston.
No way. So this house has presidential history, too. What a story.
And speaking of stories, the article mentions a beautiful period garden at the Hayward Washington House. Imagine strolling through those grounds just like residents once did.
I can practically smell the roses. And if you're ready to experience this slice of history yourself, the Hayward Washington House is open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sundays from noon to 5 p.m. Admission is $15.
All right, get ready for this next one. The Nathaniel Russell House, and prepare to be wowed by the staircase.
The article called it a freestanding elliptical staircase. I'm picturing something pretty spectacular.
Oh, it is. This staircase twists dramatically through the center of the house, a true marvel of design and engineering.
And all built by Nathaniel Russell, a prominent Charleston merchant who clearly had a taste for the extraordinary.
He spared no expense in showcasing his success, and this staircase is a testament to that. The craftsmanship, the precision, it's just incredible.
Well, I'm adding this one to my must-see list. The Nathaniel Russell House is open daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. with an admission fee of $15.45.
Now let's head to a house with a view. The Edmonston-Alston House. It sits right on the High Battery, offering stunning vistas of Charleston Harbor.
The perfect spot to soak in the beauty of the city.
Absolutely. And the house itself is a fascinating blend of Federal and Greek revival styles. You can even picture those wrought iron balconies mentioned in the article, the perfect spot to enjoy those harbor views.
And not just any views. This house was a vantage point during the Civil War. Imagine witnessing history unfold right before your eyes.
It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? To see this house and its incredible setting, the Edmonston-Alston House is open Monday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Admission is $15.
Okay, now let's step into the world of the Gilded Age with the Williams Mansion, also known as the Calhoun Mansion.
This one is all about Victorian extravagance. Think intricate details, cast iron balconies, sprawling porches. It's the largest single-family residence in Charleston.
So basically a palace.
Pretty much. George Williams, the owner, was a successful businessman, and he built this mansion as a symbol of his wealth and social standing. It's a showcase of Victorian opulence.
It sounds absolutely breathtaking, but I read that it's currently closed for renovations.
It is, unfortunately. But the good news is that it's set to reopen in spring 2024, so mark your calendars.
Oh, I definitely will. All right, for a touch of French influence, let's move on to the Joseph Manigault House.
Ah, yes. This one embodies the Federal Adam style, known for its refined details, elegant proportions, and symmetrical designs.
And you mentioned a French influence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Joseph Manigault came from a Huguenot family, and that heritage is subtly reflected in the architecture.
It's fascinating how a house can tell a story not just about its residents, but about their ancestry as well.
It really is. And speaking of stories, the Joseph Manigault House played a pivotal role in Charleston's preservation movement.
Oh, right. The article mentioned that. Tell me more.
Well, this house was one of the first in Charleston to be saved from demolition. This actually led to the founding of the Preservation Society of Charleston.
So this house sparked a movement that continues to protect these treasures today. That's incredible.
It is, and if you're eager to experience this piece of history, the Joseph Manigault House is open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sundays from noon to 5 p.m. with a $15 admission fee.
Now, for our final stop on this architectural journey, let's head to Drayton Hall, the oldest preserved plantation house in the United States.
Drayton Hall stands as a testament to America's colonial past. It offers a raw and unfiltered glimpse into history.
And it's intentionally unfurnished, right?
Correct. By preserving the house in its original state without any later furnishings, visitors can connect with the space on a deeper level.
It's a unique way to engage with history and the people who live there.
Absolutely. And if you're ready to experience this piece of history, Drayton Hall is open Wednesday through Monday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. with a $31 admission fee.
So we've just taken a whirlwind tour of 7 of Charleston's most iconic historic homes. Each one unique, each one a window into the past.
It's amazing how well preserved these homes are, allowing us to step back in time and connect with history in such a tangible way.
I'm already planning my trip.
As you should. But before you book those flights, let's delve a little deeper into the historical context surrounding these homes.
Sounds good to me. Let's uncover those layers of history.
Charleston, a city where history and architecture intertwine.
I know, right? I'm still thinking about that spiral staircase at the Nathaniel Russell House.
A true masterpiece, and it's just one example of how these homes showcase the architectural evolution of Charleston.
Yeah, you see different styles, each reflecting the tastes and trends of their time, but there's this common thread, this commitment to preservation that runs through it all.
Absolutely. Charleston takes pride in its heritage. You can feel it in the air, in the cobblestone streets, the gas lamps, even the horse-drawn carriages.
It's like stepping back in time. And it's not just about aesthetics, it's about preserving that tangible connection to the past.
Exactly. And speaking of connecting to the past, let's dive deeper into the historical context surrounding these homes. We've touched on different eras: antebellum, Revolutionary, Gilded Age.
Right. What can these houses tell us about the broader forces that shaped Charleston's history?
Well, they're like architectural time capsules. They reflect the social and economic dynamics of their respective eras. Take the grandeur of the Aiken-Rhett house and the Nathaniel Russell house, for example. They were built during Charleston's golden age as a booming port city.
So these grand estates were a way for the wealthy to display their success.
Precisely. The architectural style, the size, the lavish interiors, it was all about status.
It's like architecture is a form of social signaling.
You could say that. Now, the Hayward Washington House takes us back to the Revolutionary period, a time of immense change and upheaval for Charleston.
And with its ties to Thomas Hayward Jr., a signer of the Declaration of Independence, it really embodies the spirit of that era.
It does. And then there's the Edmonston-Alston House, strategically perched overlooking the harbor.
A front row seat to history, especially during times of conflict.
The harbor was Charleston's lifeline, its connection to the world. The Edmonston-Alston House witnessed it all: the triumphs, the tragedies, the comings and goings of ships.
And of course, we can't forget Drayton Hall, the oldest preserved plantation house in the United States, a reminder of a complex and often difficult past.
It's a testament to the importance of engaging with history in all its facets, the good, the bad, and everything in between. These homes encourage us to learn to reflect, to understand how the past has shaped the present.
They're more than just beautiful structures. They're portals to different times, offering glimpses into the lives, values, and challenges of those who came before us.
And they remind us that history is about people and their stories, not just dates and events in a textbook.
Okay, I'm ready to geek out over some architectural details.
Me too. Let's talk about those expansive double piazzas at the Aiken-Rhett house.
They sound amazing, like outdoor living rooms.
Exactly. They were essential for comfort in Charleston's climate, providing shade, allowing breezes to flow through, creating a space for socializing.
Sipping sweet tea on a piazza sounds like the perfect Charleston afternoon.
Okay.
But I can't move on without talking about that spiral staircase at the Nathaniel Russell House.
Ah, yes, the freestanding elliptical staircase, a true feat of engineering.
It's amazing how they built something so intricate back then.
It would require incredible precision and skill. The curves, the support system, everything had to be perfectly calculated.
And it's not just functional, right? Spiral staircases often have symbolic meanings too.
Absolutely. They can represent ascension, progress, the journey of life itself. It's not just a staircase, it's a statement.
I love that. Okay, another detail that caught my eye was the mention of wrought iron balconies at the Edmonston-Alston House.
Wrought iron was a popular choice in Charleston, especially for coastal homes. It's durable, elegant, and can withstand the salty air.
The perfect combination of form and function. Now, the Williams Mansion, with all its Victorian extravagance, must be overflowing with intricate details.
Oh, absolutely. Think elaborate cornices, decorative brackets, maybe even some filigree work. Cast iron allowed for mass production of these ornate details, so even grand homes could be adorned with these embellishments.
It's a glimpse into how technology and design were shaping architecture during that time. Now, what about the Joseph Manigault house? The article mentioned fanlight windows and a delicately detailed portico.
A fanlight window is that semicircular window above the front door, typical of the Federal style. It lets in light and adds a decorative touch. The portico is the covered entryway supported by columns, adding a sense of grandeur to the entrance.
It's amazing how these seemingly small details can have such a big impact on a home's character. Okay, last question. Drayton Hall, the article described it as having a raised brick foundation and a triangular pediment.
The raised foundation was practical in Charleston's low-lying coastal environment, protecting the house from flooding and moisture, but it also elevated the house, giving it a more imposing presence. The triangular pediment is a classic element of Georgian architecture, inspired by ancient Greek temples.
So it's a blend of practicality and classical design. It's fascinating how much thought went into every aspect of these homes.
Absolutely. They're not just buildings, they're expressions of artistry, ingenuity, and a deep understanding of both form and function.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling incredibly inspired to visit Charleston and experience these architectural wonders firsthand.
Me too. Each home tells a story, and together they paint a vibrant picture of Charleston's rich history and architectural heritage.
From grand piazzas to intricate ironwork, every detail offers a glimpse into a bygone era and the people who shaped this remarkable city.
If you're fascinated by history, architecture, or just beautiful places, Charleston is a must-see.
That's it for our deep dive into Charleston's iconic historic homes. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration.